As of yesterday, well, as of today, Senate Bill 1056 is sitting in the House Transportation and Defense Committee. Having already passed the Senate 24-9, it's just waiting for a public hearing on the House side. This is the bill that would make it okay for private militias to form in Idaho, something that has been illegal since 1927. The bill's sponsor, Republican Senator Dan Foreman from Moscow, says the current law is outdated and it goes against First Amendment rights, you know, the one that guarantees a right to assemble. Also yesterday, we got an email from Bill in Buell addressed to us, the email was, here at the 208, but it wasn't really meant for us. He wrote, "Dear Senators, I have to wonder, as I do with most things, about the unintended consequences. What will the state of Idaho do if, because of this bill sanctioning armed militias, what will happen when they start setting up roadblocks and extolling monies for Idahoans to pass, or even force people they don't like from their cars and shoot them? They don't just own these guns for show. They want to shoot somebody and are truly just waiting for the excuse. I urge you to think seriously about this bill." And I'm guessing he's appealing to lawmakers in the House chamber since, again, it's already gone through the Senate. And maybe his train of thought just went a little off the rails there, since we have laws in place to prevent roadblocks on public property, against extortion, and, of course, against shooting people just because you don't like them. And that's a big leap to say they want to shoot someone and are just waiting for the excuse. But we get the point, Bill. This opens up the door for many possibilities, which was the biggest issue for one of the bill's outspoken opponents. Democratic Senator Assistant Minority Leader James Ruchte is a fifth-generation Idahoan, and he told us today he remembers when the Aryan nations parading through Coeur d'Alene was what got Idaho annual media attention, and it was something he would hear about even while serving overseas. Repealing this law, he says, allowing for such groups to gather, but this time with guns, is his biggest issue with this bill.
My biggest issue with this bill is we had a prohibition against private militias, and we've now removed that. We had a prohibition against allowing people to march under arms in people's cities, and we've now removed that. So we've opened it up for people to do those things.
People already show up with guns, in costume, not necessarily parading, but they're there.
And now we have the government saying, sounds like a good idea. I'm just telling you, mixing First Amendment rights with weapons is not a good idea. It's never been a good idea. And I can guarantee you these groups know that. They know what's going on with this bill, and they're going to use that. They're going to use that to say, you can't stop me. Yes, I've got my weapon. Yes, I'm using my First Amendment rights here. Yes, I'm getting out of hand. Yes, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm antagonizing people. But I've got my weapon with me too. We're creating a disaster.
This bill was stopped last year. It's a bill similar to this. What's the difference this year?
I'm not sure what the difference is because this bill was just as bad last year as it is this year.
And your worry, if this goes through and gets signed by the governor, what is your worry?
My biggest worry is it's a nod to groups, to extremist groups, to white supremacist groups, white nationalists, to the Proud Boys, to Aryan nations, and to others, that their behavior, their attitudes are welcome in Idaho, that you can put them on full display.
Okay, so as for last year's bill, that was House Bill 475, it would have just repealed the old law entirely. It did pass the House 57-13 last session, but got stuck in the Senate State Affairs Committee. This year's version is a repeal and a replace kind of thing. It removes the ban on militias, but keeps the part about cities supporting or outfitting said militia. And this session, it has already cleared last session's roadblock, which would be the Senate. Senator Ruchte said he has not spoken with any law enforcement specifically about this bill, but he is sure if any were in favor of it, they likely would have shown up to say so. He said he's fine if there was a bill to remove the outdated sections of the current law, but he believes we should keep the policy in place of we're not okay with private militias forming and parading in Idaho. We tried several times to ask Senator Dan Foreman about his bill. After all, he's the sponsor, but our emails went unanswered, and he wasn't in his office today when we stopped by. No word on when or if Senate Bill 1056 will be heard on the House side.